Hey, I'm Matt with Meat Church. Today, let's make Chicken Bacon Ranch Cheesesteaks. We've been having so much fun with the new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle. We thought we'll show you something easy. I've actually never made this, but my daughter's a huge fan of Subway, and I get the Chicken Bacon Ranch there, so I'm sure it's better when you cook it on a griddle outside. Plus, I don't know if y'all know this, but the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. The same Eagles that booed Dak Prescott when he received the NFL Man of the Year award. And you wanna know how to piss a Philadelphia native off? Make a cheesesteak that's not authentic, and they will lose it. Anyway, let's jump right in. This is gonna be easy. I've got the griddle set up basically on medium heat. We're at about 350, and I'm just gonna lay down a handful of bacon here, which is gonna be for two purposes. The bacon's gonna go in the sandwich. It's also gonna kick out a lot of grease, which is my favorite thing to cook in, especially breakfast, by the way. Hash browns and bacon grease can't be beat. We want this bacon to be really crunchy. Normally, I don't cook bacon to super crunchy, but we're going to in this case because we're gonna break it up to go in the meat for the sandwich. When I'm cooking bacon, I like to continually flip it. Doesn't matter a whole lot with this cook since we're cooking it, to crunchy like I mentioned, but my late friend Carl Ruiz told me that he thinks every aspiring cook should have to learn to properly cook bacon first before they can be a good cook. And my whole household likes it cooked about 4 different ways, so definitely tough. But key to me is just flipping it nonstop. All right, bacon's done. Let's get that off. This should be nice and crispy. Okay, I'm gonna get a handful of red onions. You can use whatever onions you want. If you want a sweet onion, you want a white onion. I like to go with something a little bit of a pop, so we're going red today. I'm gonna saute those in that bacon grease just a little bit before I throw my chicken down. All right, the onion's been cooking about 2-3 minutes. I'm gonna move them to the side. One cool thing about this griddle is the grease really comes down over here to where it all runs out. I actually did not want that to happen because I wanted to cook in the grease. There wasn't a whole lot from that bacon, so I'm gonna put a little bit of oil down before I put my chicken on. Those onions can keep caramelizing. This is 1.5 pounds of chicken. It's probably more than I need, to be honest with you. So this is just ground chicken that I picked up last night at Whole Foods. Season with what you want. I'm going Texas sugar. This is our Southwestern all-purpose. It's not as sweet as it sounds. Salt and pepper would be good, whatever the heck you want. All right, we're just gonna keep flipping this chicken around, get it cooked on all sides. All right, chicken's well on its way. It's probably about halfway cooked. These onions are really caramelized, so I'm gonna go ahead and just throw those in the chicken. Take that chicken to Flavor Town, just mix it up. You gotta cook ground meat to 165 degrees. That's really all you need to know. This feels just about fully cooked to me. I'm gonna separate this, and this looks like it's enough for about 3 sandwiches, so I'm just gonna kind of form little sandwich widths here, put cheese on it, and then I've gotta toast the buns. And I'm gonna drop this zone down to be a little bit cooler. Bacon time. I said I was gonna crumble it up, but it's all right if you just go strips too. Switch things up. Now it's time for cheese. Traditionally made with provolone or Cheese Whiz. I wouldn't be mad about either of those, but in this case we are topping with our homemade jalapeno ranch. I thought the contrast would look good, and I love all cheeses. We're gonna let that melt big time. Next up, gotta toast our buns. All right, let's build these sandwiches. I'm gonna put a heat glove on here. Nice and toasted. Let's see. Let me get my skinny spatula. Man, that looks good. I'm gonna let this last one melt a little bit further, and it's gonna be time to eat. All right, smells amazing. Getting all kinds of stuff coming off this, so I'm ready to go. But you know the rules, Dolly always gets the first bite. All right, also, we're gonna dress this with our homemade jalapeno ranch. This recipe is on meatchurch.com. It's super easy to make. We put it on quite a bit of stuff, especially our chicken fried brisket burn ends. Here we go. I probably should have crumbled the bacon. Surprisingly, I ain't mad at it. Cooking on a griddle, super fun. This is gonna be in the Griddle playlist on YouTube. Obviously, I've already said the recipes are always at meatchurch.com. That was super simple. And my wife's probably happy to mix in a little chicken instead of beef every now and then. Anyway, like and subscribe. Your subscriptions help us bring you at least weekly how-to videos. See y'all next time. Hey guys, welcome to the post-video wrap-up. This is a spot where a few days after the video, we add additional notes, reflect on the cook, and you guys have been loving this. The feedback has been really positive, so we're committed to doing it whenever we can, when it makes sense. First and foremost, let's talk about the sandwich and the recipe. Well, it's been about a week since we shot this video, and this is what's cool to me. Everyone on my crew has made this sandwich multiple times. My man Don made it 2 nights in a row, so this is really, really good. It did occur to me that I didn't tell you the type of cheese thing. It was obvious it was American cheese, but we all said we couldn't think of a type of cheese that would not work, so just use what you like. I don't think that's all that important. The Eagles jokes, you guys need to relax. We were just kidding. As a 23-year season ticket holder of the Cowboys, I have to put up with you and your fan base so you can take a little ribbing back. You're actually the only fan base that we can make social media posts about anything in the world, about a Coke, and there will be comments that say, "Fly, Eagles, fly." So you deserved a little ribbing. Anyway, love you. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the specific cooker and feedback. So the feedback on our first recipe video on the Traeger Flat Rock was great. Then we released an unboxing and review video, and in typical internet fashion, all sorts of commenters with their opinions, which is fine. I just want everyone to understand, if you don't know me, I'm never pushing anyone to buy a certain type of brand of cooker. If you come to my barbecue schools, I spend a long time talking about people choose their type of cooker or brand of cooker for a whole lot of different reasons. Budget, willingness and desire to run an actual fire, busy lifestyle, or maybe they're retired and have tons of time. I don't care. My mission is to get you outside cooking, hopefully using Meat Church seasonings, but you can cook on whatever you want. So take my recipes and apply them to any brand you want. Maybe you don't even have a griddle. Cook them on a skillet if you want. It doesn't matter. But I will add one more thing. For those of you that fall in the camp of hating on Traeger or hating on whatever brand, be better. And here's why. If we made indoor cooking videos, would any of you comment that I cooked on a GE oven or stove versus a Maytag or LG or whatever? No, that's not the point. So later in life, when you look back on the memories you made around food, it's gonna be around the people that you shared that with and the good times. It's not gonna be about the name on the brand of the cooker that you cooked with. Now, with all that said, I told you in previous videos, I've partnered with Traeger for over 5 years. I only cook with best in breed stuff with anything I do with Meat Church. We work with amazing brands, Yeti, Miller Lite, Dickies. These aren't just fly-by-night companies. And this griddle is the 6th griddle in my current collection. I own 6 right now. It's an amazing griddle. I've cooked on lots of great products, but there's features like you can put the bottle right next to the grill surface and the bottle won't melt. I have not encountered that previously with other cookers. So there's lots of benefits of it. So I would just encourage you guys to be better and don't worry about what other people cook on. Just go make it your own, have a good time, live your life. Thank y'all for sticking around to watch this. Let us know if you're still liking them. We'll keep doing them, and be sure to subscribe. See y'all next time.